Hello, 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 hello. It is Wednesday. It is Wednesday, another day, and of course, another stream. Today, we're gonna do what we've done, well, basically, for the entire week. What we've basically done for the last 2 weeks as well, but a little bit different, of course. The last 2 weeks, we've created the realistic versions, or a more, like, we turned, you know, Jinx and Vi from the TV show Arcane into more realistic humans, I guess you could say. We're doing the same right now with Caitlyn, and currently we've worked on the body, on the face, then we worked on the clothing yesterday, and today we're gonna go into the hair. So the hair will be the next step. She looks kind of weird, you know, everybody kind of looks weird if you don't have, for example, eyebrows or, you know, a hairstyle. So I considered actually yesterday doing the hairstyle, but I said we want to do the clothing yesterday, so we did that yesterday. Today we're gonna go into the hair. So the hair will be today's topic. We're gonna actually be able to take what we've used for Jinx and change it a little bit, so we have a good base that we can work with, and then probably, because we have such a good base, we can probably go into more detail when it comes to the hairstyle. So we can add some more smaller hair strands. Maybe we can, I guess, refine, for example, the hairline a little bit. The hairline looked kind of funky for Jinx, so I had to fix it a little bit in Photoshop. We can probably figure, you know, we can probably figure all these things out for Caitlyn and make her look even better. So that's gonna be today's goal: do the hairstyle, create the hairstyle for Caitlyn. And then tomorrow we'll see. I think tomorrow we're gonna go to shading. I worked on the clothing a little bit more today, not really too much, but you know, at least then if we have like 4 days that we can work on it, we can at least do 4 different topics, not just like, oh, we're gonna do clothing on Tuesday and then also on Thursday. I think we can, you know, kind of switch it up a little bit, or, you know, brings in some more variety. And then tomorrow we're gonna do the shading, so add the skin shader, maybe even the makeup. We'll see how far we get, but that's gonna be tomorrow. Today, as I said, we're going to do the clothing. I mean, the hairstyle. Including the eyebrows and also the eyelids. I mean, the eyelashes. But before we do that, as you can see here, we have 2 topics. We have the 30-minute quick sketch. And then afterwards, we're going to go to Caitlyn. So let's get straight into Blender, so we can go straight into the first topic, which is the, you guessed it, 30-minute quick sketch. There it is. And you can see what we're going to work with today. Look at him. So this handsome little creature is today's quick sketch reference. If you want to check out the artist, let me just quickly pull up the website. There you go. Here it is. Natalie Russo, concept art plus creature design. Ooh. So if you want to check her out, this is her profile. I found this on Pinterest, as I do with most of my pieces. So if you want to check her out, you can Google, or you can, you know, look her up. Yeah, so this is going to be today's reference. So let's get back to Blender and get straight into sculpting. Yesterday we had, I think, like 3 hours or 3 hours 50 minutes to work on the clothing. I think 3 hours is definitely enough to create the hairstyle. So let's get straight into it. Let's not waste any time. And welcome back to 128. Not 123, not 12, wait, what? Not 183, not 181, but 182. Hope you enjoyed your Wednesday. Mid-week. Maybe, next week you're already, your vacation starts, maybe, That's at least the case for me. Maybe, or maybe, you already have, I don't know, vacation. Hope you enjoyed your Wednesday, anyway. Only 2 days left until the weekend. Well, you could say, I always say, like, Fridays, I guess, like, half a day. But, yeah. Welcome. Let's get into, the sculpt. Perfect. Everything is set up. Where's my timer? There it is. We can begin the quick sketch in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So the funny thing is, this thing looks like a half sphere. So all we can really do to create the body, basically do this. Ooh. Well, this might not be the best way to do it. Okay, there you go. I think we need to go a little bit further into the middle. It's hard to kind of really select like the lower part of the sphere from this angle because it's hard to really grab the middle, but it should be like the lowest part of the sphere. So if we just pull this up like this, we should be able to grab it. There you go. Look at that. And then if we do some more fine tuning, we'll probably get to something that looks like this thing. I'm not going to go with the, what is it, like the translucent look. I'm just going to make it, I'm just going to use my good old quick sketch, quick sketch shader. I don't want to figure out any, like, weird magical shaders right now for these quick sketches. So I'm just going to use the same that I always use. Let's see, where should we place the eyes? Where are we though? Right there. Let's place them right there. They're quite far apart. There you go. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. Today, we're gonna go and become hairstylists again. We've done it for Vi before, but what we haven't done is we haven't really looked into the ways you can detail or make a hairstyle even more realistic, for example. We only really have looked into basic shaping of a hairstyle, of an hairstyle, a hairstyle. We haven't really looked into how you can detail them, give them some more, I guess, depth and some more, I guess, character, you could say, too. So we're going to look into that today. Welcome back, Ronak. Hope you enjoyed your Wednesday. Hope you enjoyed the last few weeks, too. Maybe you're excited already for the winter time. Probably dawning already. It's getting close. I mean, it was 1 degree today, so it's getting colder here where I am. But it's not like, too cold right now, so it's still bearable. I'm not really necessarily a fan of the cold, but I like to like it. I don't like cold, but I like the clothing that you can wear in the winter time. So it's like a, I guess, win-lose situation. You have to take one and therefore take the other two. But, it's still, I don't know, it just, something about looking out of the window and seeing that it's cold outside, but it's warm where you are, like inside, makes like, gives me some sort of cozy feeling. Maybe that's just me. I think that's the same with other people where they like look out and see like rain, or they can just watch rain, I guess that's the same for me when I see, snow outside. Getting very cold. Oh. Okay. Interesting how like depending on where you live in the world that you now either have summer or winter. So Australia now, like, basically now it's getting warmer if I remember correctly. Pretty weird. I remember seeing like an image from Australia, like Santa Claus just like, sunbathing on the beach. a pretty weird image. I wonder if they actually have snow. I think I read about that. I wanted to look that up at some point, and I think they actually do. I just don't know how much. I think they have it like pretty rarely. They don't really have like every year. Although we don't really have that either. So here in Germany we have snow. We had way more snow probably a few years back, but now it's pretty rare that we have like full on like I don't know, like a half meter or so of snow. We had that last year, so maybe this year we'll have the same. But probably if we get that, probably at some point at the first quarter of the next year. For some reason, everything gets shifted back for us, at least. Maybe it's different for other countries. For last time we had snow was I think in March, so it's it's a little bit delayed. And it's also getting colder in March than in December, for example. So it's kind of weird to see that. I heard that that the rotation of the planet changes, of Earth changes very, very slowly. I don't know if that's true. Like it's slowly shifting from rotating in one direction, then rotating to the other. Or it was like it changes its what is the other one? Its sides. I don't know. But that's supposed to be like a catastrophical event or time when that like fully happens. I don't know when that's happening, but I don't think it's gonna happen when we're alive. But who knows? All I know is that I went through like a future prediction site like I don't know, a few months ago, I think, or maybe even half a year ago. I was just interested what like the predictions are for the next, I don't know, 60 years or so. I think I remember in like 2030, like 2060 or so, that we're supposed to have like shelters underneath the like underground shelters because it's getting too hot outside, so we can't really just live in normal houses anymore because it's just too hot. I wonder if that's actually gonna become true. I haven't really looked into these predictions too much. We're back to the predictions and how we had predictions of flying cars before. Now we have predictions of everything's getting too hot to live outside. I mean, it sounds pretty reasonable, but you never know. Welcome, Sophia. Hope you're sharp today. Welcome. Hope you enjoyed your Wednesday too. FYI. Okay, I don't know what that means, but hope you enjoyed your Wednesday. Funny that this thing also has eyelids. Usually if you have like it always seems like the smaller the animal, the bigger the eyes, and the bigger the animal, the smaller the eyes. That's sort of how you can recognize big or small animals. So I guess eyes sort of stay the same size. Doesn't matter how big they are. Of course, probably like elephant eyes are probably bigger than like full-on mice. But it's still, mice have bigger eyes compared to their like full body size than elephants do, and then whales too. So it kind of feels like the smaller the animal, the bigger the eyes in proportion to their body. And then also it also seems like most animals have eyelids, but they don't really, you can't really see them that much. They're really hidden. Like you can see like for rabbits or whatever, you can see like these very, very round eyes. They don't really have like this look that we have, for example, for like our eyes, where you have like this almond shape. Kind of weird. Excuse me. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Okay, Okay. I don't think it looks exactly like the one that we see there in the reference, but that's okay. Maybe it's just missing the eyes, and then it looks sort of like it. Let's add the legs first, though. So it seems like it actually has like a second layer underneath, so I'm actually going to model that too. Maybe we can do some wobbly action down here too, with these weird, you know, these weird, I don't know what you would call them, like these blobs on the side. We can do them, we can use them here too. Do it like this, like a brain. There you go. And then we can attach the legs on those. How many does it have? 6? Okay. There you go. Second layer is ready to be used. Let's add the legs. I think we can just... I think we're going to do one by one. I think that's easier. Actually, I'm going to draw them on first, and then we can pull them out. So that we can sort of create the layout first before we need to go and commit to the legs. There you go. 1, 2, and 3. I think they're in a good spot. Perfect. They might be a little bit too thin, actually. I'm going to pull them out a little bit more. There you go. Perfect. I bit my what is it? The inside of my mouth today. So it feels like I'm speaking differently right now. Probably, I don't know, because I'm subconsciously conscious about it. I don't know. Do not bite there again. Do not bite myself again. Let me tell you, it's not recommend. I would not recommend it. There you go. Okay, time for legs. They're pretty short, so I'm going to keep them pretty short here too. Let's actually pull them forward. There you go. Perfect. Maybe they're actually too long already. I mean, we can smooth them. That should make them shorter too. There you go. Perfect. And we can maybe make them wider right there. Perfect. It actually has like a flat surface in the middle too. So right here. So like a tentacle. And then we have these suction cups there too. Let's add them too. We're not going to leave any details left over. Okay, we need to be fully focus. I mean, fully follow the reference. There you go, perfect. Let's add the suction cups. It might be pretty low res for them, but at least we can add these bumps to kind of imitate them. If we add more resolution, we can at least, so add them. There you go. Let's add the next one. Reposition them a little bit. There you go. I've seen the new video from I always forget the name. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. I will afford myself that time. Hold on. Come on, there it is. From Curtis Holt about his Bigen add-on. Basically like an add-on that you can use to fill up geometry or, fill up objects or models with sort of organic materials like cables or like, I don't know, intestines or machinery, stuff like that. It looked pretty interesting. I think it could be cool for like abstract pieces. Or, to just fill up certain spots that, might look better with some texture on them, I guess you could say. I haven't really looked into it too much, but it looked pretty interesting when he showed what like the plan is right now, or what you can do with it. I don't think I would have, like, I myself would have like a lot of use. I would get a lot of use out of it because I don't really do that sort of project, you know. I think those would be more for either like robots or like VFX, or maybe even like the environment modeling, you know, artists that do more like that. I think that could be very useful there. But you know, for characters, I don't think it's going to be that useful. Maybe for some sort of robot, you know, that you want to give some, I don't know, you want to fill up the inside, you might be able to use that there. But it looked pretty interesting. It looked pretty cool. I wonder how they solve the I guess how they solve this the problem of having too many vertices. Maybe they have just like an instance object that they then duplicate. Dude, now that I talked about the that I bit myself, I'm even more conscious about it. It's not helping. Why? There you go. It doesn't even hurt, it's just there. It's, yeah, I don't even feel it. I just know that it's there, and that's what's messing me up. I just can't stop thinking about it. Okay, let's finish the last leg. We have 14 minutes left, so we can actually go into more detail with this one. Hopefully. I said that before, and then I forgot something, and then I spent all my time on that. So maybe not. We still have the antennas, so maybe, you know, we'll spend 40 minutes on the antennas, because they're actually quite thin, so we need to be careful with those. Yeah, I also like to stick with vanilla Blender, just because it's well, for most of the stuff. Of course, if there's like an add-on that speeds up in like a certain process, then I would probably use it, like retopology, you know, it would kind of save me like multiple hours of work. You know, if it's something like that, then I would probably consider it. But I like to stick to vanilla tools, just because then you don't have to, like, if you have a tool that you use all the time, and that is like, I guess, tied to a certain version, then it's like, first of all, hard to like, then you get into this dilemma of either choosing the add-on and sticking with the version that you have currently, or stitching the add-on and then working without it again, which, you know, if it was like super helpful before, it's probably pretty painful to do. So you know, there's like this dilemma whether or not you want to switch or not and lose your add-on, or you want to stick with it. And I don't want to have that problem, so I just, you know, I just stick with most vanilla stuff. I don't really think there's too much. There are some tools that you can grab for sculpting to make it easier or better, but most of them, from what I've seen, are either for older versions, or they don't really do too much. So I just like to stick with what I have, vanilla. I think they do the job pretty well, but like I'm suffering through this. There you go. Okay, let's add. Oh, it actually has like a small skirt too. Let's see how we can add that too. I don't think we can. Let's see. I mean, we can probably do it. Hold on. What if we make a small selection here? Oh, small selection right here around the body, and then pull it out. That might be enough. So if we do it like, oh, that's quite short. What about magnify 0.6? But still not enough. I guess, no, hold on, we have to actually see it to pull it out, right? Yeah. Okay. Quite annoying, but you know, I guess it is how it is. There you go. We make the body transparent. I'm just gonna use the the usual quick sketch shader. I'm not going to make it transparent. I don't want to spend too much time on this. You know, just supposed to be a quick sketch, and it's just kind of to warm up and not really like a full-blown piece that I want to do. Unfortunately, I don't really have like a already made transparent shader too, so I would have to make it like from scratch. And I think if I start with that, I can't really stop myself from continuing to work on it until it looks good. And I don't want to do that. There's other stuff we need to do. Okay, let's make this a little bit more. Let's make this smoother. Oh wow! Hello. Why? What? Okay, that you know, that gave me the idea to save, because that's pretty important. There you go. Quick sketch day 311. Welcome back, Ariel. Hope you enjoyed your Wednesday. Tomorrow I'm getting a haircut. Maybe you're getting one too. Would be a pretty big coincidence, but maybe, you know. Gotta get tested before, but I already have an appointment. It can be quite difficult to just like, you know, pretty spontaneously get one. But if you already have an appointment, it's pretty simple. So tomorrow I'm gonna have shorter hair. You know, today we're gonna create the hair for Caitlyn, and tomorrow I'm gonna get my own new hairstyle. The Christmas hairstyle, basically. The one that I'm gonna have in that time. It's not gonna be Christmas themed, so don't get your hopes up. Maybe you're bald. Oh, yesterday. Oh, wow. See? I was off by 2 days. That's actually a pretty big coincidence. Yeah, I think, you know, if you want to feel like pure, like a pure refreshing feeling, I think the best way to do that would be to go to the barbershop and just get a new haircut. You know, the feeling that you have afterwards is just, I don't know, just kind of, it's just special. You feel the, you know, if you like me, like wait for a while until you get like another haircut, it like, you can feel the wind flowing through your hair. Not through your hair, but touching your, I guess, head, which it didn't before because it was so long. I don't know, it just feels kind of refreshing, you know? Okay, let's add these two thingies here. I probably need more magnified for this to work. Oh yeah. Perfect. Is that too long? I don't think so. Okay, let's create the shape. The shape is actually pretty difficult to do with this small amount of geometry, but I think we can do it. I believe in us. Hopefully you do too. Let's see. Select all this. Perfect. And then pull it out. Oh, you can see what happens. We destroy the geometry. And it's, I think we need more geometry. Let's set it to 50. I'm not going to give up on this little being. Look at that, that's way more. That's way better. Perfect. Oh, well, okay. I don't know what happened here, but that's not good. I guess we can just pull it apart. Hopefully that works. I mean, I think we can make it work. What happened? I hate symmetry sometimes. You know, you activate symmetry, but the geometry just isn't symmetrical. I guess because the... Oh, I could maybe fix that actually by making the sphere that I use symmetrical. But because sometimes if I use the symmetry option, because the geometry is different, it just doesn't like work sometimes. If the geometry is, for example, too small or too thin, it just creates these weird artifacts that are only on one side, which of course makes it asymmetrical. So it's kind of hard sometimes, or kind of annoying sometimes to work with symmetry, even though it saves you so much time. I oftentimes have that with eyelashes, or eyelids rather, having that problem. And it's super annoying to deal with. Because when I have, you know, both eyes looks at least somewhat the same, but then one eye just spazzing out. It's kind of annoying sometimes. Because then if you apply the brush again to the eyelids, it's going to apply the same to the other one too. Of course you can say, well, deactivate symmetry, but then they're going to be asymmetrical anyway. So it's just annoying. I guess you could symmetrize, but yeah, I don't know. I usually don't do that. I just live with the asymmetry. See how it's different? This one's straight, this one's completely wobbly for some reason. And now if I change this one, make this straight, it's gonna be the exact opposite on this side. See? It's weird. Okay, let's remove symmetry for a second. There you go. Okay, well, at least now we have them straight and clean. Perfect. Okay, let's do more. Oh. Now we can add some details because we have 3 minutes left. As I said, maybe we'll work on these antlers or whatever you want to call them, these antennas for 40 minutes. It wasn't 40 minutes, it was 11 minutes, but still, you know, we don't have that much time left. But at least we can do a little bit of work here. Add some detail. Maybe we can go to the eyes too, because I think they can benefit a lot from more geometry too. There you go. Oh, perfect. Other side too, and then we're good. Actually, so what I had an idea today. So every time I start the stream, I wanted to look more into ways to optimize my workflow. Every time, so one idea that came into my mind was basically, I would highly think it's possible. I would need to figure out how though. Basically, every time I start the stream, or I want to stream, I open the same software every time, and I wonder if there's a way, which there probably is. I just need to figure out how, to make or to have like a macro or something that I can just press to open all these windows, so that I don't have to do that all the time, because letting a macro do it is way faster than always having to pull it up yourself, opening the folder and then selecting it and then opening it and then waiting for it to load, then selecting the next one and then opening it and then looking for the next one, and blah blah blah. I think there's still a lot of room for improvement, or for, I guess, speed. Right now I'm kind of pretty short on time, and I kind of want to see if there's something, if there's more stuff I can do to optimize my time. Look at that. Okay, one quick move over the eyes. Oh, we can probably use symmetry here though. There you go. A little bit of work here. So I remember, I think it's very, very much possible because of one reason, and that is because I had an experience. That sounds weird. I remember a moment. That also sounds weird. I remember one day in school, one of my back then friends, or acquaintances, let's say, said, or no, he didn't say anything. He was like pretty proficient in programming, and he knew how to like create macros on Windows. So what he did is when we had like what is it? The I guess IT class, you could say, or whenever we went to the PC room to do some research or whatever, he would always program the same file. He would open like a text file, txt file, and then he would write something in there for it to basically always select the Google Chrome icon or the Google Chrome icon basically, and copy and paste it as much as it can on the desktop, so that you then after one click you would have like 70 or whatever Google Chromes on your desktop. He would basically program that, and then once we're done with the class, he would boot it up and let it run. So there's definitely a way to do it. I just need to figure out how. There you go. Perfect. See, here's the same problem. We see this one's pretty nice and straight, and this one has this huge hole in it. But now it's too late. So, I guess we have to live with this now. Okay, let's add some eyes and then finish this thing. Oh, you can see how perfectly this sphere fits into this thing. It actually looks pretty interesting. It looks like it has like teeth right there. Ooh, and then eyes too. There you go, perfect. Okay. Oh, we don't need you. All we need. Oh, let's scale it up first. There you go. Perfect. Okay, first camera angle. Let's do a similar one that we can see in the reference. Maybe right here. Yeah, I think that's okay. Maybe even closer. Let's see what it looks like. Let's open, let's increase the pathfinder too, so we can see. I want to see more overall, so I'm going to pull it back just a little bit. Probably like that. Yeah, perfect. Okay, let's do some post-production. Nope, we need to do some lighting first. There it is. Append. There it is. Let's see, what do we have here? This one's... Okay, let's see. So, I don't remember how it... like what it looks like in the reference, but I think it doesn't really work like that. Or we can't really just adopt what we can see in the reference. First of all, because it's translucent, and then also because it's drawn, not 3D or like a photography. So sometimes when you like try to recreate lighting from drawing, it's a little bit like unrealistic, so it's hard to really recreate it completely. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna make my own. It's this song again with the scare, with the jump scare in the middle. I don't know why this one has this weird dragon scream in the middle. I don't know if you could hear that just there. It's just like this. for some reason, just quickly, and then it's done. And I always think like, wait, is there like some sort of alert that I have on? Nope, it's just the song. Okay. Oh, we need one more, which is the color. Where's my color? Nope. There it is. That's pretty cute. There you go. Really, really nicely highlights the contour here. Right there, and then of course in the back, and then also here. Yep, looks pretty cool. We need an eye shader, of course. There you go. Looks pretty angry. Not really that cute. I guess that's just our version then. Oh, we need the material too, which should be somewhere in here. There it is. Perfect. Let's do some fine tuning and then we're done. Perfect. Okay. Oh, we can change the background too. Let's see what we can do here. So we have this color. Oh, we need to change the color too. Oh no. Okay, hold on. What do we use the last few days? Maybe blue? No, blue we did actually use yesterday. Green. Oh. Maybe like a greenish color. Let's see what we have here. Maybe like a yellowish green. That's pretty cool. Poison's green. Looks pretty cool actually. Yeah, I like this. Maybe even low, maybe like 2.5k. Not as strong, maybe even less. This color is so strong that we don't need to increase the light intensity that much. Maybe even less. You know what? That's pretty good. Perfect. Okay. Background. There it is. Oh, that was the wrong one. I think it looks better darker, so we're gonna just make it darker. There you go. We can still see the color, but it's darker, so it, you know, has a bigger contrast to the subject. And then we can add subsurface. No, not subsurface grading. Depth of field. There it is. 0.4. Perfect. And save and render number 1. Oh, hello. Perfect. Glare, and we're done. Hold on. 7 glow strength. There you go. And oh, 100%. Yeah. Right. And render. Perfect. Time to drink real quick. Stay hydrated. Remaining 33 milliseconds. Well, that's quick. Okay. At least now we don't have to wait a minute. Okay, perfect. Photoshop is already ready. Nope, that's the wrong version. Need to open it up again. Of course. Let's see how well we can transfer the Jinx hairstyle to Caitlyn. I think in terms of size, they have roughly the same size. Maybe in terms of, I guess, shape, they're a little bit different. But, you know, as long as we have some sort of base, we're definitely better off than creating it from scratch. We haven't, well, we've created, no, we actually didn't create any of them from scratch. I've used the one for Jinx from an older file, which I then, of course, transformed transformed quite a lot. I think then I actually grabbed the one from Jinx and put it on Vi, but I removed all the hair and created a new hairstyle. And now for Caitlyn, we can use, you know, the one that Jinx has, but we're gonna transform it a little bit, or reshape it, let's say. Oh, there it is. Where's my... There it is. Wait, I didn't save it. Hold on. Let's save it real quick. Quick sketch day 311. Perfect. Welcome back, Zachary. I see you've moved again. Is there a reason, or is there like a, you know, a certain rule for when you switch platform, or is it just convenience? Can't make up my mind. I mean, you know, I guess the big benefit for Twitch is the chat delay and also the emotes, I guess. But other than that, I think it's pretty similar. I still, yeah, let me put that in my notes real quick. I want to figure out if that's if the delay is really like not unchangeable. Check YouTube stream delay. Maybe there's some sort of setting that I can change. Last time I checked quite, I guess, like briefly, so maybe I can look a little bit deeper into it and see if there's anything I can do. Not enough love on the Twitch side. Okay. Let's select some colors. How about the black colors first? That's quite dark. You know what? I'm actually going to brighten this one. This one's pretty dark, actually. There you go. Perfect. And then let's add some vibrance, too. Not too much. There you go. Save it. Perfect. So what kind of website is that you mentioned there? Like, what is it? Downloads.com? Hold on. Download.com. What's download.com? Are there like super old website? I mean, like programs that you can download there? Sounds like a website that has been made in like when the internet first like evolved, or when the internet got created. Basically, the creator of the internet said, well, what kind of you know, websites could be useful? And then somebody said, hey, download.com. How about that? You know, at least judging by what you sent, were you like that from what you found on that website, it seems to be pretty old. But maybe you maybe you sorted by by age. Hold on, we can actually, let's see. I'm actually curious what we could find there. Okay. Downloads.com. What is that? Download.cnet.com. Wait, what? That's a completely different... No, hold on. Age of Empires. Free Spider Solitaire. Hold on. Grand Theft Auto Vice City 1.1 patch free? What is this? Hold on. Download.com. No, it always redirects me to this side. Did you say downloads.com? Yeah. That's interesting. So what if I go to Grand Theft Auto Vice City? Wait, what? There has been 0 updates within the last 6 months. Well, that's unsurprising. Also available on Android. Okay. That's interesting. Lego Star Wars. Oh. Interesting website. What? Malware bytes. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Looks like some sort of virus haven. I'm not gonna stay on there for much longer. Okay. Okay, we've done the quick sketch. Let's get through this. As always, you're gonna see the good old. It's very old. It's very good. Compilation, and then we're gonna go straight to Caitlyn. Hope you enjoy the compilation. Wait, is that the right one? There it is. Come on. Oh, okay. I hope you enjoy the compilation. I hope you're excited for Caitlyn. We're gonna probably begin with the hairstyle, and then if we have more time, we're gonna do the eyebrows and then also the eyelashes. That's gonna be the plan. So I'll see you in in 3 minutes. So enjoy the compilation. And here we are, back at it again. Hasn't been long. Let's get straight back to Caitlyn. Let's say goodbye to this little fella. Hold on, where is it? There it is. Realistic Arcane Caitlyn version 1B. So today I worked a little bit more on this piece right here. I didn't have too much time to work on this, on the outfit. So it looks like this now. I still need to kind of figure out this. It looks a little bit wobbly right now. I think I need to smooth it a little bit too, straighten it like here in the middle. And then at least have this one done. There's still some more, like some parts of the outfit that I still need to do, but that's not going to be what we're going to do today. Today we're going to go and care about the hair. What we need is, first of all, well, yeah, I'm just going to save. Okay, so what we need is the base hair, or the hairstyle from Jinx. So I'm going to just quickly pull it up and prepare it to be appended, and then we can begin with the modeling, or with the pension. Oh, delete. We don't need this. We don't need that. Perfect. Okay. Let me prepare the file, and then we can append it. There it is. Okay. So where's my... There it is. So what is it? What is it called? So we have the hairstyle, and then we also do have the eyebrows as well as eyelashes. So I'm gonna... Oh, they're actually in hair already. Perfect. Where are the eyelids though? I mean the eyelashes. There they are. Put them in here too. There you go. Perfect. Okay. I can now just append this. Perfect. Save it. And there you go. You couldn't see anything, of course. Let's do it in here now. So append, and I think I'm already in Jinx's folder. Nope, I'm not. There it is. Jinx. There it is. And we need the hair. And there you go. So you can see it's a little bit misplaced, but that's okay. I'm gonna pull everything to the side first, and then I'm gonna work with this. So let's pull it over here, and then figure this out first. So first of all, what we don't need is the... We don't need all of these hair particles. First of all, the one that we don't need is these two braids. So let's get rid of them. There you go. Next one that we don't need is this strand here in the front. This one, it's made out of two hair systems, so I'm going to remove both of them too, and then we have a nice little base that we can work with. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, and now we have a base. We also have eyebrows. Of course, we're going to change them to fit them onto her. I think she has thinner eyebrows and cleaner eyebrows, you could say. So I kind of want to keep that in the look in the end too. But we're going to begin with the hairstyle first. So the hair shape may vary. I actually noticed that I don't have that many great hair references. Let me see. Let me at least pull one up that is somewhat usable for you to see. Nope, that's the wrong folder, of course. So there it is. This one maybe? Oh, no. I always have it cropped so that we can't see the full hairstyle, or it's just like 1080p, so you can't really see much anyway. So I'm kind of looking for one where you can sort of see everything, but also have like a decent quality at least. So I guess you could use this one, hold on, for the front. You can't see all of it, but you can see some of it. There you go. And then we can grab one more for the side. I think those should be enough. I don't think there's anything up there. I think I have some more to kind of see the top of her hair too. But I think this one will do. So we can see the hair side. I mean, she basically just has like a ponytail, a short ponytail. Same with this one here. Of course, it's the same hairstyle. So yeah, looking at it, wait, we could have actually kept the strand in the front because it looks pretty similar. Hold on. We're gonna keep the strand in the front. It might be easier to do model that actually ourselves. Although, no, you know what? I'm gonna keep it. So, yeah. You can see the general structure is pretty similar. Hold on, there it is. That's the first one, and there it is. You can see here it basically originates from the middle and then like branches out to both sides for her as well as for Jinx. Basically pulling everything back into a bun. That's pretty similar to what Jinx has. Jinx has basically not just one braid, she has two. So we, just need to bring the strands a little bit closer together. Another benefit, of course, that we have is that we're not going to see the back of the hair. So we don't need to care too much about that. Yeah, so, we kind of really only need to care about the front view. We also need to, first of all, now that we have the hair set up, one thing that I want to do is I want to reduce the children so it's easier to move everything, to move the object. So let's set it to 100 in the display amount. I think for Vi we actually used like values of, I don't remember, like 300, maybe even less for the render amount for the hair. So we can probably work with the same values here. 300 and then 100 here for the viewport. And then we do the same for the strand. Okay, so I want to work with the hair first. And we first need to fit it onto the head. So it looks pretty good already. I think what I want to do though is I want to make it perfect. I want to fit it perfectly onto the head. So what I want to do is I want to use, I'm first of all hiding all these particle systems. And then I want to use my sculpting tools to perfectly place it on the head here. How much geometry do we have on this piece? Yeah, that's the problem. What we could do is we could use shrink wrap if everything's inside of the head, so that it's perfectly on, on the head. I guess that's something we could do. Yeah. Before we do that, let's just quickly remove this part here in the front because we don't need it. Right here. Let's just get rid of it. We probably also want to get rid of all this. There you go. Because it has a weird, like, normal direction that it probably will go through the entire model before it hits something. You know what? Yeah, I think we can fix that though. So let's get rid of all this first. There you go. And then we get rid of the front part here fully. So what I want to do basically now is I want to make sure that the hair perfectly matches, or the hair shape for this hair model perfectly matches the hair shape or the head shape of the model. What we did for Vi is we actually removed, we copied the hair particle systems to a new model. Of course, the problem there is that you would then have to create the hairstyle from scratch. Of course, we want to use, oh, hello. I guess that doesn't work then. Let's see. Yeah, well, we don't really necessarily need to remove it, but I wanted to because it's more convenient then, because we don't need it. But I guess if that completely messes up the hairstyle, we can also just, I guess, leave that out. You can see here, we can see that the hair sort of entering the scalp where it shouldn't. And that's why I want to optimize the skull. Let's see how we can do that. First of all, what I want to do is I want to go into sculpting. And I want to smooth the scalp object so that the shrink wrap modifier works properly, let's say. Hopefully it's not going to crash when I use it. Likes to do that sometimes. So these edges can lead to problems, so I'm just kind of smoothing them so they actually attach to the correct position or to the correct surface. I'm not really too worried about small changes in the hairstyle because we need to adjust it anyway. All I'm really worried about right now is sort of the general shape. I considered just restarting from scratch because it's a pretty simple hairstyle. But I want to try using this base first because, you know, it might save us some time. Okay. Let's get back. Oh, hold on. Let me actually smooth this here. I think it also has a slight rotation. Okay. Now let's get back here and let's apply the model. So what I probably want to do is I will now just grab a shrink wrap modifier. I'm gonna save first because I don't want to destroy my PC. Hopefully it's not gonna. So if my stream crashes now, you know why. I don't think it will, but you never know. Okay. Nearest surface point. I think I actually need to duplicate this model because then I need to apply the resolution. Let's just apply 2. No, let's just apply 1. And then let's call it body 001 is okay. I need to select target body 001. Oh, it actually works quite well. Perfect. You can see the hair is sort of misshaped now, but that's okay. I think what the hair looks at to get its angle is either like the geometry that it's basically originating from, and if that changes, then it changes also the rotation of the hair particle. Let's just call it project negative positive. There you go. Now it perfectly matches the face. We can see some weird stretching here, but that's okay. I'm not really concerned about that. I'm really only concerned about the top half, which looks pretty good. One thing we need to do though is we need to rotate it because it has a slight rotation. Hold on. In here. Which is this one. And this one. And this one. So now it's perfectly straight. It might be too... you know what? No, we can adjust it later. Let's apply it again. There you go. Perfect. And then we apply it. There you go. We can probably fix this part here down there real quick just because it looks kind of irritating and annoying. And then we're ready to start with the hairstyle. You can see here because of the normal of the geometry, it can lead to some weird, you know, stretching, but it's not too bad. So let's fix it real quick. The way we can fix it is just by Shift A-ing this. So selecting it, I guess proximity selecting it. Everything, of course. Let's do it again. I don't know if it actually selects everything. Okay, I mean, I guess that's enough. And then we use the mesh filter. Sometimes it's hard to really be able to select these very small vertices. So what I usually then do is I just select the mesh filter and then I just switch it to smooth. And then we should be able to smooth it out. Is that smooth? It looks kind of like the opposite. Oh, I think I know why. There's another one I think that can work here better. Is it relax? No. I think there was one that kind of removes these very extreme stretch faces. Surface smooth, maybe? That works quite well. Maybe not down here though. Because surface smooth only really changes the surface. It tries to keep the volume. Maybe we now need to go to smooth and do it again. So the problem is it doesn't really like to get up. It's too lazy, so what if we just pull it up? Maybe that helps too. A little bit. So if we do that a few times, maybe that helps. We can also set it to 10 strength. And then it should be way harsher. Perfect. And that looks way better. There you go. Okay. So now that we fixed that, we can go to the hairstyle. Okay. First things first, we can still see the model, so we're gonna remove it. What is that? Oh, of course. Okay. Let's hide the model. In viewport display, show emitter off. There you go. Okay. Okay, let's we can see the hair looks weird. So let's adjust the hairstyle. First of all, I want to, I guess, apply something that we've used for the Vi hairstyle. It wasn't that important there, but it's very important for this one here. You can see how if you have like a very clear hairline, you have to make sure that the hairs actually originate from the skin and not just, I guess, float above it. That can oftentimes happen very easily if you use children, because children grow around the main hair, and if the hair is just barely or has a certain angle or is just barely underneath the skin, it can sometimes be that some children sort of stick out and just float in midair. The root floats in midair. But there's a pretty simple solution to that. So let's do that. Let's begin with hair strand 1, and we can go into particle edit mode. So, oh, hold on. We need to see children, please. Options, children. We can probably also increase the path steps, maybe to 4, so it's smoother. Perfect. Okay. Let's begin with one of them. So I'm going to begin with this one here. You can see it sort of floats in midair, as you can see right there. They're just floating there. We have these floaters. We want them all to be rooted on the inside of the skin. And the way we do that is basically by selecting this vertex right here and then this one too, and then we're going to subdivide it. There you go. Now we have another one. What we can do now is we can change the rotation, which gives us a more convenient rotation, I guess. We first of all need to remove the root position, or we need to uncheck it, which means we can change the root position of the hair. And then we also need to change the strand length. And then we can move it inwards. And what that does is what you can see right there. Now all the children come out of the skin. We don't have any floaters anymore. And if we do that for all these strands, we're going to have a nice clean hairline. Now we can re-enable it again, and now we can just change the strand. I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to clean all these strands up first, and then we can, you know, get deeper into it. So subdivide off. Yeah. Also, if you want to if you have this very, very exposed hairline, let's say, another tip would be to not use your volume. Oh, not use your volume. Why does it not move? I hate this. Oh, if you if you, wait, hold on, what did I say? I can't remember. If you're working on the, if you want to have a very exposed hairline and you want it to look good, it might be better to not, I guess, use the volume hair particle system for the hairline. Oftentimes it's better to use a smaller one, because then you can fine-tune the hairline way better. Of course, you can use it as a base, I guess, but not as like the final, I guess, edge, the final version. You need to still add like a layer on top to make it very, very clean. So what you can see, for example, in the reference here, is that we have these sort of triangles right here that sort of indicate like hair growing and then going in a certain direction. And there's like a certain, I guess, profile on the hairline. It is hard to really get that with these big hair strands. So adding another hair particle system on top of the already existing one, which is smaller, or the hair strands are smaller, enables you to create these nice little, these nice little characteristics, like the sort of structure on the hairline. So this one's pretty much fixed too. I want to fix the hair first, and then afterwards we can go into the actual shape. There you go. Very easy and simple. Next one. I don't know why, but for Jinx, subdivision didn't work. I don't know why, but I tried and it didn't work. And I don't really know why. It usually works the exact same way every time, but for some reason this time it just didn't want to work. I pressed particle subdivide, but it just didn't work. It just did nothing. Not even like an error. It just did nothing. I remember my, I think one of my first... No, it was actually like an older one. But one of my first big hair particle system. I think I had like 7 layers of hair particle systems. Hair particle systems to kind of get the haircut how I want it to be. The problem was that it had a braid. And back in the day, I didn't know, like, the braid had a very, very specific shape that I couldn't really do with the braid kink. So I had to create my own, which you can maybe imagine how annoying that is. And yeah, so it took me a while to create that. I think the braid was actually the thing that I worked on the longest, because it was so complex. Like, imagine modeling a braid in particle edit mode. It's quite a task, let me tell you. But the good thing is, with stuff like this, the more time you put in, the better it's gonna look in the end. It's not really like there's like you can add like too much detail. Of course, you can maybe overdo it when it comes to like adding certain levels, but you can't really just like I guess you could say, add too many hair parents. Which is good, Another problem that could arise with these pretty broad hair strands is that because they're so broad, a lot of them are gonna end up in the skull, because you want to keep, for example, for this hairstyle, you want to stay pretty close to the skin with the hair. And because these strands are so thick, it could be that the strands mostly are like inside of the skull, so you can't see them, which, could pose a problem. You could say, well, I guess one solution would be to just switch the strands, make them thinner, and then just use more. Or you just say, well, I'm just going to add more and have these thick strands. I guess there's not really like a huge difference between the two. Or what you can also do is you can stick with the same amount, with the same thickness and the same amount of particles, but you add darkness or like a certain, you know, like a certain, you make the basically the skin itself darker to kind of ease, to sort of imitate hair without there being any hair. The same way how they, like, do you know these advertisements where you see like something like bald dude or some balding dude, let's say, receding hairline, and then, or like this weird like open like patch right here with no skin right here in the back where the sort of twirl is right there, the root of all the hair. Some people just have nothing there anymore, and then you can see these advertisements where they're like at a barber, and then they have like this spray can, this black spray can, and they just spray black paint on there to make it look like you have hair there. That's basically what you do here. So we went through all of them, I think. Oh no, we have to do the other side. Yeah, just a few more. I did actually not use that many for the first layer. And now that I remember the trick for adding more strands, it's going to be even easier to add more. Yeah, I want to stay closer to the skin here on the side. That's probably good. It's still pretty far away though. Maybe we can actually I'm gonna push it in even more, and then I'm gonna add just more particles for from the second level here, which will be thinner, so I can add more volume without adding too much thickness. Yeah, that's better. Here can be quite monotonous, but at least, you know, I don't know, it just, as long as it's visual and intuitive, it's fun for me. So sculpting and then hair styling, you know, it's at least for me, it's quite, I guess, enjoyable. Unlike retopology, I guess you could say it's intuitive. It's not really intuitive, that's the problem with retopology. That's why I don't like it. And then same with hard surface modeling too. Well, maybe, you know, you could say intuitivity comes from, I guess, practice. I guess with hard surface modeling, for me, it's more the topic itself. I like seeing the end result when it looks like very, very clean and looks really cool. But I don't really like the way you get there, oftentimes, for hard surface modeling. It just feels so mathematically and technical. I'm not really somebody that likes technical stuff, you know, like technical workflows with a lot of, I don't know, like numbers and all that. Like, oh, now I have to put the subdivision here at like 0.5 right in the middle, and, you know, it's not for me. Yeah, you can see how close we are to the skin right there. I want to stick pretty close. I don't want to go too much further away. You can see here in the reference how close it is. That is also because on the side of the head you don't really have too much hair, so you don't really necessarily like have too much to really build up volume. That's why you, for example, in the back have so much hair, because it piles up when you pull everything from the front all the way to the back. Everything basically like piles on, like on top of each other. So in the back you have like the most. But of course in the front or on the side you don't have that much volume. Okay, let's fix the other side. Okay, a few more. 4 more. We're almost there. Perfect. Okay. We can also just fix the volume problem on the side, I guess, by just increasing the amount of hair. But the problem with that is that it oftentimes really increases the render time too. So I kind of want to be careful with that. I don't want to go too high. I remember, first of all, of course, my first attempt at rendering Vi actually crashed because it went out of memory. And then I had to do some optimization. I basically just reduced the amount of hair particles on every system, which like didn't really do much in terms of look. It didn't really change the look too much, but it like helped my PC so much just to breathe, you know. And then I also figured out that you need to switch to GPU computing in the render settings for the GPU to actually be used, which is kind of weird. Like in the settings you say, hey, I want to use CUDA, basically combining GPU with CPU when you're rendering. But then when you're actually rendering, you need to set it to GPU computing. There's no setting for like both. There's only a setting for CPU or GPU. If you set it to CPU, it just uses the CPU. If you set it to GPU, you use both. It's kind of weird. And then it worked. Okay, it's trying to stick pretty close to the head here too. We need to change one more. I think this one kind of obstructs the I guess view right now. There you go. Let's do this one and then see what it looks like. See what the hairline looks like now. Okay, there you go. So the hairline looks a little bit messed up, but at least it looks clean now. You can see how different it looks compared to the previous version. So now what I want to do first is I want to focus on the overall shape. For her, it looks pretty smooth, or it looks pretty round. For some people, you have like this M shape for the hairline. So you have like a small triangle right there, for example, like me. And then it goes like into the middle. So if you look at it from up top, for example, you can see like this M shape. For some people it's rounder, so for her, for example. So that's what I'm kind of trying to figure out how it looks for her, and then trying to reshape this hair according to that. So now that we know that the hair line is a little bit higher, I think this hair right there is in a pretty good spot. So I'm now going to just select all these and move them a little bit further back. Just a little bit. There you go. Perfect. Now that they're in a good spot, we can fine-tune it. Or, I guess, shape it. As I said before, I want to, first of all, stick pretty close to the skin. And then I also want to add a new layer on top to to make the hair line a little bit more detailed. Let's go to the side. I think the side still needs some adjustments. Do we have a side view here? That we do. Perfect. You can see here also, it has a certain distance to the eyebrow, and it is too close for in our model. So let's adjust it here too. Select all these, and then move them back. There you go. Maybe that's a little much. Perfect. There you go. Maybe that's a little bit too much actually. Or we can fix it later with some... Oh. With some more strands. There you go. Okay. This one's pretty far forward. Yeah, so now we're getting into the actual hairstyling. Moving everything in the right place, shaping it how it's supposed to look. Once we have the first layer set up, it's way easier to do the next one, because the next one is basically built on top of the first one. You can, you know, fully follow the first layer in terms of the flow, and that makes it way easier to create the second one. And then add some variation into them to make it look more varied and more natural. There you go. I think that looks pretty good. You can see it's maybe a little bit too far away from the eyebrows right now, but we're going to add another layer on top, which will bring it a little bit closer to the eyes. So I want to have some room to play with. Okay, perfect. Let's now fix what we see up here. This mohawk. She just came out of bed, so we need to style her hair. Let's do that now. We're gonna fixate the root position and strand length so that we can basically just wait. Why do we move everything? That's interesting. What's happening? I wonder why that happens. I guess I just did it once. Now it's done. Good thing is now that we have the root position fixed, we can just move it around and it's not going to change the hairline. What we can also do is we can enable deflect emitter. If we set it to 0.1, for example, deflect emitter basically says, don't let this hair particle go through the hair, through the surface. So this hair particle will never go through the surface. So if I push it down, you can see it actually goes through. Oh no, it doesn't. It just slides down. So if I push it down, you can see it stops. This way we can very easily bring the hair particle very close to the skin. So if you want to make a hairstyle like this one that relies on hair being very close to the skin, you can just bring it all the way onto the surface, and then you could either say, well, I want to like, right, the problem of course with that is then that the hair particles here, you can only see half of the actual strand because the strand is like halfway into the skin. What you can do, of course, as we said before, is you can either increase the children so that you just increase the volume of each strand, or you just add more strands. You know, I guess it doesn't really, you know, isn't really like a huge difference between the two options, but yeah, those are the ones that I would use. So we're just going to push them right onto the skin so we have as much room as possible for the second layer, and then yeah, we'll create the flow. It actually won't move here in the front. Let me see if I can change strand length. That could probably fix it. I want to move it back just a little bit to make the angle at where it exits the skin a little bit. I guess you could... Oh, I didn't want to render it. Hold on. What did I do? No, please. Okay. What did I want to say? I can't remember. I wanted to change the angle at where the hair exits the skin. Did you actually know that you can change, or the angle of which the hair exits your skin, or exits your skin, can be changed. So if you always, for example, have a ponytail, or like me, you always move your hair in one direction, that it actually adopts that direction. So if you then move it in the other direction, it kind of tries to get back to the original side, for example. As far as I know, or as far as I've read, that is because there are like multiple layers of skin, and by always pulling the hair in a certain direction, you kind of shift the skin levels a little bit, so that you basically have to imagine like a grid, and then you put a stick inside, and if you move the grid slightly, you change the angle or the rotation of the stick. I think that's how you change the rotation, or how the rotation of hair sort of gets determined. Are you gonna animate it? Nope, I'm just gonna create a still image. This will not be animated. That would take way longer than this is supposed to take. I thought about animating it with some effects in After Effects, but I don't think I will do that. Maybe I will, but only if I have time. You know, there's some software that can like animate any still image. Maybe, you know, you can use something like that, but I plan on not doing that because that's more time that I had to spend on this. It would probably look cooler, but, you know, it also takes longer. I've actually never looked into how you can animate, like, whether you can basically animate hair by enabling physics for hair particles. I guess you can, and then if your character, for example, rotates their head, the hair sort of follows. I've only really used hair particle simulations with wind to kind of style the hair into like a Goku-like hairstyle. I never tried to sort of model or like create a hairstyle and then use that as the base and then apply physics to it. Could be pretty interesting. I think I'm just gonna select multiple. I don't think I need to work on this like on every single strand right now. Maybe we can be a little bit quicker here. There you go. Change the strand shape so we can move it back. Yeah, see the difference in volume? And this is a very, very close to skin hairstyle, so I want to stay pretty close to skin. Basically like the Ariana Grande hairstyle. This very, very tight ponytail. I actually heard that if you put your hair in that hairstyle all the time, or if you put your hair in like the very, very tight ponytail all the time, that can actually cause your hairline to recede. So I don't know if that's a good idea for her to do, but I guess it's her decision. I guess she already, you know, somebody probably already told her about it. She just decides to, well, I'll do it anyway, because it looks cool. Maybe, you know. People do worse with their body. So I wouldn't put that past anybody. We have to keep in mind that she will have a ponytail, as I just said, so we need to also shape these strands sort of according to that. So all of them kind of have to end at the upper, like, upper back of her head. Actually, no, her ponytail actually begins in the middle of her back, of the back of the head. So we don't need to go like too high with these side hair strands. Oh, there's one more floating. There you go. Perfect. You can actually also move these vertices by just using the G button, the G hotkey of just moving stuff. You can also move the hair particles that way. Sometimes that's actually pretty convenient. To straighten hair, for example. There you go. Flatten it and then shape it. So that's the first one, that's the second one. And then I think we've set it, nope, there are a few more strands to go. I think we're gonna add some more, which shouldn't take too long because we can just use interpolation. But this already looks pretty good in terms of the general shape. Maybe there are some more that intersect right now, but that shouldn't be a big problem to fix. Like here, for example, they should go more into the middle. Yep, a few more hair strands and then we're good. There you go. Oh yeah, I'm gonna change the angles on these two. They look too steep right now. I think because we moved the hairline, they kind of moved everything forward. There you go. Okay. that looks pretty good. 1 or 2 more, and then we're pretty much good. Oh, this one is doing like a complete wrong. It's going the complete wrong way. That's better. Okay. It's slightly going, like some strands are going through the hair. I don't think that's a big problem though. I don't think we're going to see that in the end. If we're going to see it, we can still fix it. And, you know, I'm only going to fix it if we're going to see it in the end. In the actual render. Otherwise, you know, why fix it? I had some weight painting errors or problems with Vi, but I placed my camera in a way where you don't see them. So, you know, I don't have to work on them, or I don't have to fix them. That's what I'm going with here too. If I don't see it in the end, then I'm not going to fix it. I don't want to make like a 360-degree model here. Okay, 1 or 2 more, and then we're good. I know it's a little bit tedious, but once we have it set up, it's way, way easier to do the rest. There you go, perfect. That's looking pretty good. So for the, I think for the ponytail, I think I want to still show it. So we still need to kind of think about what sort of pose she should have. Should we see the ponytail? We could maybe make it in a way where she looks to the side slightly, which then sort of exposes the ponytail from the back. Maybe she's even like in a dynamic pose, so that like the ponytail is like lacking behind, sort of like swinging to the camera basically. That could be something we could do too. I don't want to make these shots too dynamic, but I think a certain level of, I guess, dynamicness is okay. There you go. That looks pretty good. It looks a little bit wavy. Actually, does it? No, I think that's just the mixture of all these strands. So what I want to do now is I actually want to add a few more. I'm going to save first, and then what we need to do is we need to go into particle edit mode, add, use the add brush, and then very, 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 very important, make sure that you have interpolate enabled. And then you can just click in between 2 strands, and it basically takes the shape of both, or it takes the shape of the closest particles and shapes itself according to those. Otherwise it would just be like a straight particle, but if you enable interpolation, it basically just creates a copy that perfectly follows what you already have. There you go. Oh, it's actually pretty high up for some reason. I think I need to increase the key amount to 6 because we subdivided them once, so they have 6 pieces. And now, yes. Is it? Is it better? I think it has problems going into the surface. But at least we don't have to change the entire strand. So I'm going to add a few more just to kind of fill some holes, and then we can go to the next step. The next level. So here are a few pieces or a few holes that I want to plug, let's say. Let's actually switch to random colors so we can see it. So here you can see. Of course, if we now say we switch it to, let's say, let's bring it to 300 particles. You can see the holes are less. You could even argue that, you know what? I think that's actually enough. Let's see what it looks like in rendered view. Because if we add a new layer, even like another layer on top of that, that might be enough. You can see skin through there. I guess you could argue we can just increase the amount though. The back isn't that important, so I'm not really looking at that right now. But you can see how clean the hairline looks. It looks a little bit choppy because the strands are so big. We could fine tune that by adding more strands, or we can do that with the next layer, which we're going to do. So I think what I want to do is you can see a few more strands or a few more hair, I guess, gaps here that I want to fix, and then we can go to the next layer. Nope, I don't want to go texture painting. Wait. There you go. So there was one gap right here. Okay. Oh. And then there was, I think there were 2 more. This one too. This one's actually too far off the scalp. If you wonder why the hair looks so choppy or so blocky, you see these very, very clear edges right there. That is because you need to increase the viewport display strand steps. I think it's in here. If you do that, you can see it should increase the overall amount. So if you set it to 7, for example, it doesn't do anything. So maybe it's not that. I can't remember where it was. I think it's this one. Yeah, now it's smoother. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so this side looks pretty good. We have one there in the middle that I want to fix, and then we have one on the other side. Maybe 2. I think 1 is enough. Okay, let's do the one in the middle. Right there. Yeah, I wonder why this, why it's so far away from the other strands. I would guess it is because it's we pushed it into the skin, which means that it can't follow into the skin itself because it has like this restriction of the effect, what is it? Emission deflector, maybe? I don't know. Maybe that's why it can't, or maybe there's like a rule for these to not spawn inside of the skin or the surface. That could be also the problem here. I don't know what it is, but I know that it exists. Very hairy. True. It's gonna be even hairier. Well, this hairstyle, interpolated children might work too. I'm actually interested in what that looks like. I don't think it's gonna look that good. No, we would have to really see what it would look like. We would have to set up weight painting, and I don't want to do that right now. Okay, but it could probably work. Okay. So that is the first layer. Let's go to the next one. Why is this... Wait. I wonder why this one is so short. I'm kind of scared that if we can't see them in the end when we have the... When we, you know, place the camera somewhere on the side of her. So I kind of want to just push it back to fill this gap here. Fill this gap. Perfect. And then we do the same on this side. Perfect. Okay, so we have the first layer done. Let's go to the next one. The next one is right now hidden. So let's unhide it. It looks absolutely horrendous, but that's okay. I guess this one we can actually probably just remove. I don't think there's any use for all these particles. I mean, we can see what they look like. Let's see. Wait. Oh. Yeah, you can see they go in all... Actually, they don't. Oh, that's interesting. There are just a few that go wild. So we can probably... I think for this one, I actually want to start anew. Because we've moved the base so much that it's probably easier to just create a new one. Create a new second layer. I'm not going to create the system, but I'm going to create the hair particles. So I'm just going to delete the edit. So it's fully cleaned up again. This gives us the ability, or the, I guess, opportunity to change some values here. I don't think we need to though. I think the values are pretty good. Let's look at what one strand looks like. If we increase the number to 1, you can see what the strand looks like. It might be too thick actually. That's sort of the concern that I have. Maybe also too long. I think I want to reduce the length, because it's way too long. Then I also want to change the thickness, because these ones are probably just as thick as the first layer. So let's change the... First of all, I need to drink something. My voice is getting weaker. Okay. Yeah, it should probably be thinner. So let's do that. Let's go into the radius and reduce the radius. Less radius, of course, means we need more of them, but that also means that we have more control over them. Okay, one more thing. We have clumping. I think we have it deactivated. No, we have it activated, but then we also enabled a roughness endpoint. If we bring that to 0, we can see it's almost fully cleaned up. I don't want to make it perfectly clean, so I'm going to increase the endpoint just a little bit. Endpoint setting basically splits the strands again at the end of the strand, basically. I want to do that slightly so that we have this open-ended strand. There is really a good way, in my experience, to create a very natural ending to these strands, which is very annoying. So what I usually did for Vi and Jinx is I went into Photoshop and just extended them a little bit, made them look more natural. You know, not really great that I have to do it that way, but I guess if that's how it wants me to do it, then I'm going to do it that way. Or maybe there's a way to do it, I just don't know of it. Oh, I wanted to change the randomness. The randomness also changes the... with randomness, you can basically add some stray hairs. So hairs that basically just go wild. And they still follow the strand, but they sort of go like away from the main strand and then do their own thing. You can increase the randomness, which increases the intensity of how far away they go, or how much they stray away from the main strand. And then you can also increase the threshold to determine how many hair particles are basically part of the, I don't know, rebels. I think what I want to do, because I'm going to use this probably for the side here and also the front, I want to make this pretty sharp, because otherwise it looks kind of weird. Because I said we wanted to go into some more details, I also want to increase the, I want to add a new layer that we haven't used before, with floaters, which I'm going to explain when we get there. So this one can actually have a pretty good, can clump quite a lot. Then the endpoint can probably be like 0.5. Very, very thin like this. Yes, perfect. Okay, so now that we have the perfect strand, let's add some details. Or let's add the second layer of the details. Particle edit mode, there you go. Oh, yeah, of course. There you go, clean it up, okay. I think I want to sit back down, hold on. Okay. So let's begin. Good thing is we can still use we can now fully utilize the interpolation thingy there. Actually, can we? Maybe. Depends on how well this works now. We could have the same problem that we had before, that it just doesn't go into the hair, I guess, into the scalp. We'll see. But now we can fine-tune the hairline by adding a new layer on top. This layer is basically there to sort of, you could say, add a new level of like depth into the hairstyle, and also change, kind of, I guess you could say, break the monotony to make it look a little bit more natural. So with these ones, what we try to do is we try to break up the main flow of the hair that we have currently, to add more variation into the hair. So I'm deliberately I try to keep it on top of the other hair system so that we can see it very well and that we can, yeah, that we can see the variation. It's harder to see it when it's kind of intersecting with the other one. That's also why I wanted to keep the first one very, very close to the head. So I have enough room for the second layer without it looking too fluffy. Or having too much volume, basically. Okay, let's see if interpolation works here. I mean, yeah, it always sticks to the surface. What if I deactivate it? Does it work then? Let's see. No, it always sticks to the surface. Okay. I wonder how long it takes for like professional hairstylists to create like their hair. I guess like a hairstyle. Probably not as long as we like it takes to do it digitally, but I actually wonder how long, like with maybe even with coloring and then full on styling. I wonder. I would say like 3 hours, maybe. Depending on, of course, how complex it is. If it's like a short, I don't know, male hairstyle, maybe not as long, but, you know, with like a female long hairstyle with like a lot of, I guess, different strands and, you know, maybe even some accessories in the hair. I can imagine it being taking quite long. So if you now look at the small patch that we've added here, let's see what it looks like in rendered view. Let's see if it looks cleaner. Yeah, see, now we have some more structure in here. We can add a new layer of... It's similar to lighting in Eevee, where you can increase the cascading, or the basically the resolution of the shadows. What we do here is we increase the resolution of the hairstyle, basically. That's what we do here. Okay. This one will not be directly part of the, I guess, of the hairline, so we don't need to necessarily clean it up that well. Although maybe we should put it there, because otherwise it's sort of intersecting with the other hair, the other layer. So it's probably better to do it that way. Root it properly. Right there. So yeah, we can now create this sort of this level of depth. We can see the first layer underneath the second one. So we can create like a structure that is different to the first one that we've created, which sort of, if you look at the fingers, for example, we could have one that looks like this, and then we can add another one on top that kind of looks like this. This way you can see the first layer, which is this one, and then the one underneath as well, because we have different flows, basically. And this way we can make the hair look more three-dimensional, I guess you could say. And give it some more life. Okay. Let's see how we can celebrate New Year this year. I remember last year, because we couldn't meet, me and my mates. We just I guess you could say did a Discord night. We played some games and then talked and all that. I think one of them actually, like one of my friends actually went to the other one, and they hung out, because you can be together with two, just not with, or you were able to be together with two, maybe, yeah, I think two. So you went over there. He actually got so drunk that he needed to stay there for the night. It wasn't like a long way home, but just to be sure. It wasn't too bad. It was pretty fun, So I wouldn't it wouldn't be horrible if we had to do it this way again. But of course, it's always more fun if you're actually together. It's also more, I guess, interactive. So you can do more, like, it's not like, hey, let's play this game. Okay, let me set it up for the next 10 minutes because I need to figure out how it works. It's just like, hey, let's play this game. Okay, let's set it up and then let's go. I don't even remember if I heard fireworks last year. I think I did, but I don't remember exactly. I would think so, because There's always someone. There's always at least one person. To be honest, because we can spread them out all over the hair, like all over the hair, I don't think we need to add a new, like more particles than the ones that we add for the hairline. So once we're done with the hairline, we're pretty much done with the second layer. Although we still need to add the strand, of course, but that shouldn't take too long either. Okay. This is shaping up to look pretty good. I don't want to make it too steep, so I still want to have a good angle here for the hair particles, which also means that I need to push them more into the skin or into the scalp, otherwise they kind of poke through. Fine tune them a little bit. There you go. I want to bring it back a little bit because it's too far ahead of its hair. There you go. I think this part, the hair, is like one of the most, let's say, relaxed part of the entire thing, just because it's so I guess you could say like monotonous. You kind of have to concentrate on it to place them in the right position and not mess up, or you know, so that you have to fix them. And it's still, you know, like it's quite slow because of how, like, not laggy necessarily, but how yeah, I guess you could say laggy a little bit. It you know, takes a little bit to compute, which you know, takes some time, and with every move you do, it takes a little bit longer. The problem is, if I reduce the so I can make it faster by just reducing the children. The problem is then, of course, that you can't really see like the final volume that well, or where you maybe miss, where you may miss some hairs. So I don't want to go too deep, not too deep, but too low. So it's like I guess, you know, I just have to accept that it's a little bit slower. But at least, you know, we have enough time today to do this. Okay, let's see what it looks like now. Perfect. We're getting some three-dimensionality here. We're getting a cleaner, but still sort of texture, let's say, hairline. I think once we're done with this side, and then we can look at it more. I see a very clear line here. That could also just be like a strand that is sitting there. Yeah, let's see how we're going to do that. So we can also see some sort of crevices, some deeper creases here in between these threads. we could just fix or fill them with like a few more strands. I think that's one example where you can add some more to just fill the second layer a little bit more. I think that's a good example of where you can do that. If you want to, of course, be very, very realistic, you would basically fill the entire scalp with hair, but I don't think that's that necessary here. I actually watched a making of one of the lightness scopes from Game of Thrones. I think it was for the I can't remember the name. I haven't watched the show. Let me look at their names. Hold on. For Peter Dinklage. He has very, very wild hair, let's say. So it's very, very it was very, very hard to create that hairstyle, for example, with Maya. So I think what they did is they actually went in and basically created almost like most of the hairstyle manually. So placing not every hair strand, but like way, way, way more work than what we do here. You know, we lay down like these few parent strands and then we have the other ones follow them. I think what they said is that they work like fully on like every single strand to be in the right position for it to look perfect, because it's such a wild hairstyle, such a like, you know, such a wild hairstyle. There's not really like too much structure to it, that you really, to get the likeness right, really have to get into studying how it looks or how it's built, which is you know, I can't even imagine doing that. Like studying the hair over and over and over and over and over again just to get, like, you know, to get the hair right. How long that must have taken. Or VFX artists that need to like remove the actor from the background, and you don't have like a green screen, so you have to do it manually. Oh my god. I could not imagine. I don't want to imagine. That's like, I think that's one of these. I mean, I guess you could say it can be sort of comforting to have like that sort of work, because you know that it requires a lot of time, and like you go to work every day knowing what you do. Maybe, you know, sometimes VFX artists it works sort of like how I work, like, hey, there's a new, I don't know, there's a new project that we need to do. We need to do it today, you know. Sometimes that happens. I can imagine that being similar for VFX artists too. But then, you know, you get your hair project and you just sit on, like, work on that for like 6 months. Imagine, like, you get home to your girlfriend or whatever, or significant other, and then like one day, hey, so I work on the team that creates the likeness model for Peter Dinklage. Oh, that's pretty cool. What are you doing? Well, I'm creating the hair, and I need to do like most of it manually. Like, okay, I mean, sounds pretty interesting. And then 6 months later, oh hey, so what are you actually doing right now at work? Well, I'm still working on the same hair that I talked to you about last, like, 6 months ago. That must be so weird. Or like at work, hey, so like your coworker comes by, like, hey, what are you doing right now? I'm working on the hair. Oh, sounds pretty tedious. Well, yeah, it is, I guess. Okay, I'll see you later. And then 3 months later, hey, you still working on the hair? Yep, okay. 3 months later, hey, you still working on the hair? Yep, okay. It's never ending. And then it's like one scene in like for like a few seconds you see it. And then you see it on like on your TV, you watch the series, and it's like, wait, I did 6 months of work for that? Sick. I guess that's just how it is. Of course, it could also be completely different. I have no idea. Similar to the one that we talked about, that I think like on Monday, where you have like multiple big departments in every in like big studios, whether it's like movie or games, and then you have like one person that does the hair, one person that does the like character hair, one person that does the I don't know, rigging and all that, and then, you know, you always work on the same thing. I guess it's also sort of project based, so that you don't like only work on hair, but still, you know, at least for that one project, you do all the hair. All of it. So this side looks pretty good. We have one more thing that I want to add here. Now that we have sort of the side done, there's one more thing, which is the small strand that is hanging down there. You can see it right here. That's one more thing that I want to add here, and then we're pretty much good. You can see I've already added this other one here. It's a little bit further down, but I think that's okay. What I want to say with that is I don't want to change that anymore, so it's going to stay there. Let's add the other one. This one actually goes all the way down to the jaw line, even lower. Okay. So we're going to place it somewhere over here. Well, it's going to follow these ones. It might actually be better to just remove interpolation right now, and then just do this. Wait, there's no geometry. Hold on, that's a problem. Oh, we can still fix that though. Or, I guess, circumvent it by placing multiple strands here, and then we just move them over there by removing or unticking the root position box, so you can move them over there. So now they're unselected or unpreserved. We can just select them and move them over there with the good old brush. There you go. Now they're floating. They're a little bit too long. Let's reduce the size. Or length. That looks pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. I don't want to have too many there. It could get too thick. But I think this amount looks pretty good. Let's push them down, and then we can adjust them a little bit more. Oh, wait, did I? Oh. Glitching out, hold on. Wait, what are you doing? Little goofball. Okay, something's going on here. I don't think I can use the emitter here. Okay, let's combine the pieces into one big strand, and then we can shape it into the right position. I would like to have like a pinch brush to pinch hair particles. That would be cool. Because it's kind of hard to bring them closer together, especially here at the end. I guess that looks pretty good. There you go. We still need a few more here. You can see it's not really filling up the volume, or it's not really like filling. Another thing that I want to do is probably add subdivisions here so that we have a clean ending or beginning, clean roots. So just what we've done for the hairline too. Right here. Perfect. You can see the difference between this one and this one. These hair particles just fly in midair, and these ones come out of the head. Damn, I had an idea for another like short form tutorial, but I forgot which topic it was. Was it hair? I think it was hair. Let me see what sort of tutorials we have there. Out of Blender, how many other 3D apps have you used? I have used Blender. I have used I have used Marvelous Designer. I have used the 3D function in Photoshop. I think I haven't really used that much. I think those are the only two. I haven't used ZBrush before. I haven't used Mari or any of those. Any texturing software. Yeah, I only really strayed away for clothing, basically. What did I want to look for? Oh, Blender hair tutorial. Yeah, I don't want to make stylized hair, okay? I want to make cool looking particle hair. So we have a 30-minute tutorial. One's part 3, 19. So maybe at some point we're gonna make, you know, you're gonna see a 6-minute hair tutorial. Maybe, we'll see. Let me put that on my notes. Do I have them in here? Yeah. Let's call it short particle hair tutorial. Okay. Onwards. Yeah, I've watched some videos about other software, mostly ZBrush and Marvelous Designer. But yeah, I only I have other, I guess, people that say like, well, you know, Blender's pretty much like 3ds Max or Maya, just maybe a little bit, you know, they have their own strength. So I didn't really feel the need to switch to a different one when it comes to like one of those, because they, you know, they sort of do the same, but they have their own strengths. And ZBrush would probably be the one that I would like to try at some point, to just kind of see what sculpting feels like in there. You know, I've seen some comparisons between ZBrush and Blender when it comes to the, you know, sculpting experience, you could say. And they said that it feels better to sculpt in ZBrush. I think that comes down to the smoothness. Just because ZBrush can handle more vertices, it just feels more like smoother and more intuitive. You don't really like it's sort of more immersive, you could say. You don't really get like pulled out of the experience because you have like a laggy interface or laggy sculpting brushes. You don't have to think about optimizing your like brush level necessarily. And then also because you can do everything in scope mode in ZBrush, because that's basically ZBrush, you know, just like a big scope mode. But yeah, Blender is definitely like a, you know, all-in-one free-to-use 3D package, as you say. And if you don't need to pay money to get something similar to 3ds Max or any of the other 3D software, then I'll take that. Now the question I have is, will Blender slowly over time become less free? Nope. I think in an interview, the head chef, you could say, or the original creator, I don't know what his name was. I think like Ton Rosendahl. He said that it's always gonna stay free, at least as long as he is in charge. That's sort of the goal, you know? To always provide a free alternative, let's say. Oh, do we have a bot action going here on YouTube? That's something new. Olivia Boone with the Voy FYI again. I see what's going on. I have never seen that before. I've seen some bot comments on YouTube videos, but not in streams. Worried Adobe's going to weasel their way in, make add-ons. Maybe. I mean, yeah, I guess you can't really do much about that because there are already paid add-ons, you know? So it's not like that's something new. I don't think they're gonna make like an exclusivity deal because they already have like, they also have other partners. That would probably not like that, maybe. I could see Adobe making like add-ons that make it easier to work in between Substance Designer and Blender. That would be cool. However that would look, I don't know. First of all, welcome. Welcome back, Dusty. Hope you enjoyed your Wednesday. Your day. Do you keep it Noggy friendly? Noggy's brain friendly? Hope everything's been going well. Maybe you're already excited for New Year's. Maybe you have new, I don't know, New Year's goals already. Maybe they come up when you, when it's New Year. I think most of the time they're not really new goals. They're usually just goals that you wanted to do at some point, but then you say, well, you know, I'm going to begin next year, you know? And then you do it for a month, and then you decide, well, maybe that's not, you know, maybe I don't want to do that. My New Year's goal is to go to bed at a better time. Yeah, that's one, I guess that's a long-term goal for me too. I don't really like the idea of New Year's goals. I like the idea of just slowly, I guess, introducing a certain new lifestyle, for example, or a certain new habit, rather than like forcing it onto yourself, because that's rarely like really works. But maybe, you know, you can do that. Maybe you're like ultimately disciplined and you can just, you know, say, I'm gonna do this, and then you're gonna do this, no matter what your body says. Whether your body is telling you no or not, you know. Okay, let's see what this looks like. It could be horrible. It could look okay. It could look great. Let's see. Bot action? Yeah. We had another comment before that said Voy FYI. So we have Olivia Boone right there. And then in the beginning of the stream we had Sophia Sharp also saying vo.fyi. Much like art, I get into the rhythm of sleep. For me it's kind of weird. It's like fluctuating with sleep for me. Sometimes I get into this habit of, you know, getting to sleep early enough, and then afterwards I just fall out of it again. Maybe it just hasn't, like, I haven't done it for long enough so that it doesn't stick in my head or whatever. I don't know. It doesn't become a habit for me. But yeah, I don't know. It's always been something I'm not good at. Because there's always something else that I want to do in the day. The day is almost over, but I want to do one more thing, and then it's 2 hours later. I think that's pretty cool. I think that looks pretty good. You know what I want to change? I want to change one thing. Actually, no. We're not going to do that. The change that I wanted to do could ruin the sort of sharp ending here that I want to keep. So we're not going to do it. Okay, let's do the other side. This side looks pretty good. We're going to do some fill here maybe later. But I want to do the other side first. Actually, you know what? Because we have, I don't know, like half an hour more or a little bit longer, I want to work on the eyebrows and eyelids so we can at least see the semi-final result. We might have some time to work on this more tomorrow. What I want to do tomorrow is I want to work on the shading, and maybe, you know, if we're done with the head and like the, you know, body shading, we can go into some more modeling, because I need to finish the model, you know, because before I can go into before I can shade the clothing. So maybe we'll work on that tomorrow. Some more. Okay, let's do eyebrows first. So how I usually do them is, well, I use the base model again. I try to put it pretty close to the skin. It's not fully there, so let's push it back just a little bit. There you go. Okay, so we have the base eyebrows. Let's see a front view real quick. That's not good front view. Oh, hold on, I didn't even pull up my references. Come on, where's my, there it is. This one. Yeah, the shape is different, and also the, I guess, structure. So let's change that. One thing we can do to easily change the expression that we can see right there is just sculpting it. So let's do that first. I don't need to change the, wait, I'm actually curious what happens if we apply a, subdivision modifier here. I mean, a, shrink wrap modifier. Let's see. Oh, wow. That looks pretty good, actually. But, oh, wow. Okay, hold on. Let's duplicate this one and then apply the multi-resolution. Then do it. Maybe we found another trick. Project on surface XY and then target body 1. There you go. Wait. Okay. There are a few things that we need to do though. Oh wow. Okay. That looks interesting. Oh, yeah, we need to put it above the hair particle system, otherwise it doesn't change the hair particle system. I don't know if I want to keep it that way because it looks so chaotic. I guess we could fix it afterwards, but maybe we can even fix it beforehand. That might be easier. Let's see what we can do. But now you can see she looks way more like a human. Okay. So because these faces are pointing down, they create this very, very long, stretched geometry. Because it basically follows the face normal, and until it reaches, like, it reaches to the surface that the normal basically touches. And if it's very, very far away, then it's going to stretch very, very far away. So if you kind of rotate it outwards, it hopefully makes it easier for it to not be completely garbage. Let's see. So like this, for example. Hopefully this works better. Go all around to fix the big glaring error right here. I wonder where that comes from. It's such a clean line around everything. I think that was already in the original model. Okay, let's see what it looks like now. Can we just activate it here? Oh, we can. Oh, see? That's way better. Now we have a few more things to fix and then we're good. We have... Oh, what is going on here? Whoa. Ah. Make it nice and clean. That should fix this area. Perfect. We have a few more here. Shouldn't be too hard to fix. Let's see. Oh, maybe not. What's happening here? Oh. Okay. I wonder why. I think we can, these big stretchings, we can fix later. Let's see if we can fix this. Oh. And then I think that's good enough. Oh, I think for this one we can just push it back. I think I tried to push it onto the ear, and the ear is so rigidy, or so so bumpy, that it creates this very like stretchy, these stretchy mountains of geometry. There you go. Okay, they're still bad. Wait, is the ear still there? Oh, the other one is good. So I guess if we move it even further back, we should be able to fix it. Like this. There you go. Perfect. And then here, I don't know what that is. Maybe if we just push it into the head a little bit like this. Nope. I guess that's just a glitch, I would imagine. So yeah, let's just apply it and then we can use that. So this trick actually works quite well. So now that we've applied it, we just go back in. We kind of sort of locate where this geometry is, like where it is basically. You can see one right here. So we can use the good old mask brush, sort of select it this way. Might not work very well. Let me see if the box mask works. Oh, it actually does. That's pretty cool. How do we extend a mask again? I don't know. But we can invert it now. And we can just smooth it. Once again with the mesh filter. Ooh, and there it is. It's gone. Next one up here. Yeah, so if you ever have these weird stretch vertices on any of your sculpts, for example, if you're using a shrink wrap modifier, what you can do is you can go close to this problem, let's call it, and then you can use the box select tool. You create a box around it, it will select it. So now you can see this small piece is black. If you then press Ctrl I, you can invert it, and then you can use the mesh filter brush, set it to smooth, maybe even increase the strength to 10, for example, and then if you use the mesh filter brush, you can basically very easily fix it. And now it's gone. And this way you can fix these weird artifacts very, very, very easily. So if you ever have any, yeah, that's probably the best solution that there is. And then if that doesn't work, you can also just go to if you know where the origin of these stretchy vertices is, like here, for example, you can go right where it originates from, press Shift A with the mask brush selected. So, this one with the mask brush selected, go close to the root, let's say, Shift A for the proximity selection until it selects the entire thing. And then you use the mesh filter again. You can see it doesn't really work that well because if it's too far away, it doesn't really select it fully. What we can also try is we can select it in the you can change the proximity selection mode by pressing 3, which relies more on geometry rather than the I guess proximity, so it doesn't jump over to other geometry that is close to the one that you currently select. Now we've selected it. I don't want to actually select I don't want to change the eyebrow part here though. So maybe if we go into the other side and we select the front faces only, maybe then we can keep this piece selected while preserving this side. There you go. No, it didn't really work. Okay. I guess it's just not supposed to work. That's fine. We don't really see it in the end anyway. I just wanted to fix the big pieces. Okay. Let's hide it again. There you go. And then we have a pretty good base for the eyebrow. Let's fine tune it. So first of all, now that we actually placed the eyebrow material right on the surface, what we can do is we don't even have to use scope mode to move the hairs or the geometry where the hair is on. We can basically just change the weight painting. If you look at weight painting right here, you can see, looking at brows. There you go. That's what it looks like. So if we change that, we can very easily change the eyebrow shape. One problem we might run into is right here. Although I don't think the eyebrow will actually go that far. You can see here there's geometry missing. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna go that far. Yeah, let's adjust the shape. So we can just draw on, and then we can see we can create a nice clean eyebrow shape. And because we use interpolation with already set up parent particles, the new hairs that get created, or that now are in a different place, for example, because we include more geometry in the weight painting, perfectly follow the already existing structure. Of course, she has a different shape for her eyebrows, so we need to change it a little bit. I think hers are like straighter, they don't have like this bow in there. So let's make them a little bit straighter and also a little bit thinner. Welcome back, Barker. Today a little bit earlier, maybe, I mean, a little bit, I guess. Welcome back, hope you enjoyed your Wednesday. I see your new post in the Discord in personal feedback. The what was it? The shield looks really cool. I like it. Looks pretty cool. We're gonna look at it next week on Thursday. That's when we're gonna do the next personal feedback session. So until then, unfortunately, you still have to wait, but hope that's okay. I mean, you can still ask like specific questions, for example, and maybe someone can give you an answer, but we're gonna look at it on stream next week. See how clean this looks now, just because we adjusted the weight painting. So we need to do that a few more times just to kind of, or on the other side too, and then we have a pretty good basis. Then we need to probably adjust the hair particles a little bit that we already have, the parent particles, and then we're pretty much good. Let me hide the body real quick so we can see the weight painting a little bit clearer. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Does it look good from the front too? Is it high? Is it low enough? Or does it need to go lower? I kind of feel like it needs to go lower. I don't know if she has like an expression here or if that's her neutral face. It doesn't seem like it's her neutral face. I think it's her neutral face is a little bit more relaxed. So I think the height looks pretty good. But they're actually closer together. So let's bring them a little bit closer together. Just a little bit. Maybe like all the way over here. Perfect. Okay, that's the first one. Oh. I'm gonna bring it a little bit further back. There you go. Let's do the other side. So depending on how blurry the hair particles are, that basically determines the amount of sort of stray hairs that sort of they're not really part of the main, I guess, hair eyebrow body, you could say. They're sort of like this one here. You can see it's sort of out of the silhouette, let's say. So the blurrier the weight painting is, the more of these you will have. So if you want to have more of them, you're going to make it blurrier. If you don't, then you don't. I've already suffered enough with these particles. Particles can be pretty frustrating sometimes. I don't think I've saved for a while. I think that's something I should do. There you go. Okay. I think the inside here is a little bit too thick. There you go. I actually like the asymmetry in the eyebrows. That's definitely not a mistake by me. That is how I wanted it to look, okay? Don't even ask. See? Perfect. Okay, let's adjust the hair particles. I mean the parent particles. Wait. Is the left one too long? It looks a little bit too long. Let's make it shorter. There you go. Perfect. Really beauty result. You mean your shield or this one? Both, let's say. I agree. I'm pretty happy with this one. So far, at least, you know, it could end up horribly, you know, you never know. But right now, I think we're on a good path. So you can see here how the parent particles are way off. I guess we can just move them very easily by just selecting all of them and then making sure that strand length and root position is off, and then we just comb them. Zip, perfect. And then we do the same here. Okay. Keep them all in there. Perfect. We need to adjust their position a little bit, or their shape, let's say. But we can do that after we've adjusted them all. There you go. Okay. That looks better. So now I kind of just want to adjust a few of these. So this one, for example, you can see creates this weird hair, like this hair bundle. I think we can sort of make it cleaner by just brushing it into the middle, like this. So that looks pretty good. This one can probably also just be a little bit straighter here. These ones, I think, clump up too much, so we're going to spread them apart. Right there. Yeah, I just kind of want to clean up the whole thing a little bit. So the straighter the hair particles are, the parent particles, the straighter the children will be too, of course. So down here you can see some curves. If we straighten this, for example, you can see it gets way straighter. Perfect. I also saw that they sort of, like, they're pretty far away from the original, like, from the skin. So I'm going to bring that in closer too. Just kind of do that. Brush it closer to the skin, basically. Right here. Look at that. Beautiful. And that's pretty good. We can see, wow, why are there some stray hair particles? I have not allowed for them to be there. Hold on. What's going on here? There you go. Seize. Nobody wants you there. Oh. Perfect. Is there actually like a sharpen modifier here? Hold on. So you can smooth the weight painting. Can you actually sharpen it? Hold on. Lock. Limit total. Limit number of weights. Wait, what? No, that's not what I wanted. Quantize? What is quantize? Oh. No, I don't want to do that. I think that looks pretty good. Okay. Okay. One thing I noticed with the Vi eyebrows is that they sort of create this pyramid shape. That's one thing that I wanted to fix for this. You can see it right here. Not actually, no, you can see it here more. It sort of bunches up in the middle. It creates this line in the middle. I want to avoid that for this one. Why are there so many stray hairs? I want it to look clean. Oh. Okay, that should do it. Hopefully. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, perfect. Let's finish this by changing the parent particles a little bit, and then we can go to the eyelashes. I don't think the eyelashes need too much work because they're set up pretty well. We just need to change the eye shape, or the eyelash shape, let's say. I might actually grab the eyelashes from Vi because they have a better shape, or they're a little bit more optimized than the ones from Jinx. Okay. That was loud. So you can see how it bunches up in here. What we could try is we could maybe just move these further upwards, first of all. Right here. And then we can choose these ones and keep them more straight. I think there's also a lack of hair right here, which sort of leads to that problem. So if we add maybe 1 or 2 here, where there's none, you can see there's like a hole. We should be able to fix it too. Okay, why is it so long? Oh, wait, why is it so long? Oh, I can use interpolation. Hold on. Look at that. And now we can move it down. And that should fix the problem. The pyramid problem. See, that's way more natural now. If we do that a few more times, we should be good. Okay, that's better. We can see they sort of bunch up down here. Maybe we can fix that too. Shouldn't be too hard. I wonder why I've added so many vertices to each of one of those. I don't really need that many. Wow, they go really wild down here. What's going on with you? Okay, let's do this one. Fix this outlier. It's crazy how much with interpolated children outliers can actually change the outcome. So once you fix those, you're really... it's gonna look way, way better. Okay. That looks pretty good now. That up there. We can probably add one more here. Yeah, that fixed one of the problems that we had here. And then one more right here. Actually, do we? I think that's pretty good. So this eyebrow looks pretty good now. Looks pretty clean. Maybe actually a little bit too thick. Let's make it a little bit thinner. It's supposed to be pretty delicate. Yep. Okay. There you go. Let's see the difference between the two. So that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm just trying to turn this a wild mess into this. This might look pretty okay for for Vi or Jinx, you know, but I don't think it fits quite well for Caitlyn. So let's fix it. Let's do some eyebrow grooming. Okay. First of all, this one destroys the entire silhouette up here. Move it down, and we have a better silhouette. This one too. We probably need another one down here. Right there. Okay. Look how clean this already looks just by changing a few. You can also see how some of them just are way too high. I don't really know why. Oh, they actually don't stick to the surface. That's interesting. Because it doesn't... That's interesting. Okay. I guess we can just move them down then. There you go. Okay. This one. Was making some coffee. Welcome back. Hope you enjoy your brew. Is that what you call coffee sometimes? Isn't it like cold brew? It's like cold coffee. I think we need to move them all closer to the surface. See, these ones are also... Actually, no, they're pretty good. It's only really the beginning. Brew. Yeah, I think that's what you call them sometimes. Coffee. It's not like... I think it's just like a nickname for it. It's not like the actual name. Slowly but surely are we getting there. Just like combing, you know? Which is what we basically do, digital combing. We have some big holes right here. Okay, there's still a certain roughness to this. I don't really know where it comes from actually. Let's see, maybe it's just the beginning. So if we add one more here, that could fix it maybe. There it is. Aha. That's better. We need to change weight painting here. We can see a small little pixel is still there. There it is, perfect. Let's see what it looks like. Looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. All the way up to there. Yeah, let's fix this part here, and then we're pretty much done with the eyebrows. What is that thing? Is that like a child? Child hair particle? What am I supposed to do with that? I have to remember now if I ever grab... I should actually make like a hair asset too. So an eyebrow asset and then in a like a... What is it? Like a... normal hair asset too. I would probably make a new geometry for that though. Or use a new geometry because the one that I use right now is pretty scuffed. Where are you from? I'm from Germany. So, middle of Europe, right in the center. If my geography is correct. If my, you know, year, class 5 or so, or class 6 knowledge is still correct. Welcome back, James. Hope you enjoyed your Wednesday. Maybe you just made your coffee too, you know? Just like Barker did. How did all these messages get deleted? Which ones? You mean, finals weeks? Oh, okay. Sounds pretty, scary. Are you good at learning or good at, like, exams? I wasn't really, so that's why I'm also not in university. Because I hate school. I much rather would like to, you know, I much rather prefer to teach it myself rather than going to school to learn something. That's why I'm here. Doing what I do. Here in Brazil, most specifically South Brazil, we have Oktoberfest. Oh, nice. Yeah, we don't really celebrate that where I live. I'm more in the northern region. We don't really celebrate it here. I think, I mean, not really where I am, like close to me, but I think somewhere close to me. It's not like just in Munich. I think in other cities they do it too, but it's definitely most prevalent in Munich. Okay, last few meters. I used to hate school. Used to, okay. Sounds like your mind has changed. School is the worst, or school is horrible if all the topics are like boring. That's when school is bad. If you like the topics, then it's acceptable. Well, that's pretty rare. You know, even in university, you choose what you want to learn, but even there, you still can like choose all of them. There are some that just you have to learn too, which you maybe don't because they're boring. But you have to do them because, well, they're part of the plan. Now you love school? Oh, you just hate, yeah. Oh, you hate doing bad in school? There's actually somebody in at work that does online school right now. I think they do like they learn more about web design. They said it's pretty cool, but of course it's more stressful, or you know, requires more work and more, I guess, organization by yourself. See, perfectly cleaned up. because you have to like do everything yourself. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Okay. Let's add the eyelashes. 0, 0, and 0. Oh. Wait, that's still too low? Something's wrong. You know what? Screw it. Ahead in times. What do you mean? Ahead in times? You mean ahead of its time? I like the Nogi class on YouTube School. Okay. So that's a good beginning. You can see it still has some errors. Let's fix those real quick. I'm not going to fine tune the hair right now, but at least we can get it into the right shape. Oh, I wanted to use the ones from Jinx. Ah, you know what? No, we can probably use these ones too. Oh, hello. Let's shape them properly. Oh, too high. Perfect, and there you go. So that's the first eye. Nope, almost. Perfect, there you go. Other side. Okay, there's some weird thing going on with the rotation, but I'm not gonna care about that just yet. Something funky's going on. Yeah, I don't think, at least right now, I would need to like go to school again. I've done it twice now, and both times I hated it. So, you know, I don't know if university is the right thing for me. Okay, there you go. So at least we have the basic setup for the eyes too. Let's look at the final result for today. We haven't set up the colors yet, but the colors aren't really that different. You can see what it looks like. We haven't added the hair yet. I mean the skin. We're going to do the skin tomorrow. So you can see here what it looks like. It might even look better because we can see the entire shape or all the hairs because we don't have any skin. We have just the white color, you know. So this is today's final result. I'm going to work on this a little bit more, you know, off stream to finish it. Yeah, but I think it looks pretty good. Of course, it looks kind of weird because everything's white, but we're gonna take care of that tomorrow. So tomorrow we're gonna go into skin shading. It's not gonna be too complex. What we're gonna do is basically just basically copy the skin shader that we have on Vi, and then, you know, I guess personalize it for her. And then we have the skin shader. We're gonna add some custom makeup, for example, and then we have that. And then we can go into maybe some more modeling. We'll see. Tomorrow's gonna be more, I guess you could say, freestyle. I don't, you know, yeah, we'll see. We're definitely gonna start with the material though. So yeah, hope you enjoyed today's stream. Thank you for joining. You know, if you want to learn more about the entire workflow of how to do one of these hair particle system hairstyles, there should be a tutorial. Actually, probably a few months ago, probably like 3-4 months ago. I basically created like a female orc character, and that's where I went through the entire process of creating hair particle, like a hair particle hairstyle. So if you want to see that, you can look at that, or you can just look at, I guess, like maybe Vi's hairstyle too, or this one if you want to look at this. This one is not like fully the entire workflow. You could add maybe like a few more layers on top, which I'm gonna do, but I'm not gonna do it live. But if you want to see the entire workflow, you can probably see it for the female orc. So yeah, hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for joining. If you haven't yet, of course, !Discord to join the Discord to submit your own pieces for personal feedback, for example, or just to ask questions or whatever. Get inspired by the inspirations that I post in the inspiration channel, where you can also post inspirations if you have some. You know, if you ever find cool images, then post them there too. Yeah. But other than that, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for joining. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Maybe I'll see you next time. Until then, thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for sitting here. Thank you for being here. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.